You are the pigeon. Your thumb opens the app before your brain decides to. 11 p.m. You told yourself 5 minutes. That was 40 minutes ago. Fun, you think. A free choice, you think. No choice was made. A schedule was followed. There is one mechanism buried inside almost every free-to-play mobile game. Not the loot box. Everyone talks about the loot box. Older than any app. Quieter. And it reaches a deeper part of your brain than any notification ever could. A concept formalized not in Silicon Valley, but in a Harvard behavioral lab in the 1950s. B.F. Skinner, a behavioral psychologist, put pigeons in a box with a lever. Press the lever, get food. Simple. When the reward came every single time, the pigeon pressed a reasonable number of times, then stopped. Then Skinner changed one thing. He made the reward random. Sometimes pressing the lever gave food. Sometimes it gave nothing. Hundreds of lever presses. Non-stop. Exhausted and still pressing. The pigeon had lost all restraint. Skinner called this the variable ratio schedule. Variable, because the reward ratio changes unpredictably. It produces the highest, most persistent response rate of any reinforcement pattern he tested. Why? Because your brain, specifically the dopamine system, the brain's motivation chemical, does not fire when you get a reward. It fires when a reward is possible. Uncertainty is the fuel. The maybe is the hook. The guaranteed reward actually shuts the system down. 60 years later, the pigeon box got a touchscreen. Free-to-play games, a category that generates billions of dollars annually in revenue, primarily from a small percentage of paying players, are built on one foundational architecture. Keep you coming back, every single day. And the tool they use, the one hiding in plain sight, is the daily login streak. Here's how it works. You log in on day 1. You get a small reward, some coins, a gem, a bonus card. Nice. Day 2, slightly bigger. Day 3, bigger still. The rewards are escalating. Your brain is tracking the pattern. Day 7, a big reward, a rare item, something you actually want. But here's where the variable ratio schedule kicks in. After day 7, the reward size becomes unpredictable. Some days you get something great. Some days, almost nothing. You never know which. That uncertainty is not a bug. It's the entire design. Clash of Clans, one of the most commercially successful mobile games in history, particularly dominant in Western markets, uses this exact architecture. Daily login bonuses, escalating streaks, and spin wheels where the prize is randomized. Spin wheel equals lever. Randomized prize equals pellet. And you are the pigeon. Candy Crush, dominant in casual gaming markets across North America and Europe, layers this differently. It uses energy timers. You run out of lives. You wait, or you pay. An energy timer looks like a hard limit. It functions as a scheduled interruption. Force a gap, and anticipation fills every second of it. Dopamine doesn't just fire when you play. It fires while you're waiting to play. The timer manufactures craving. Stack a streak on top of that. 14 days logged in a row. A number attached to your name. That number starts to feel like something you own. Loss aversion, the psychological principle that losing something hurts roughly twice as much as gaining the same thing feels good, kicks in hard here. Logging in has nothing to do with wanting to play. Losing a 14-day streak is simply unbearable. Pull has been replaced by push. No longer the joy of playing, now the fear of losing what you built. And here is where the money comes in. You've missed a day. The streak is about to break. The game offers you a streak shield for a small fee. Not a random upsell, a precisely timed transaction, offered at the exact moment your loss aversion peaks. Research on free-to-play monetization, including work in game design and behavioral economics literature, suggests that purchase prompts in many popular mobile games tend to appear at moments of heightened psychological tension. The pattern is well documented enough to be a recognized design concern. Strip away the streak. The timer, the spin wheel, one engine runs underneath all three. Variable ratio reinforcement. Every feature is just a different delivery mechanism for the same core loop. Press lever, maybe reward. Press lever again. The ratio changes. You never quite know, so you never quite stop. Here is the part worth pausing on. Weakness has nothing to do with it. Neither does addiction or willpower. Your brain is running exactly the code evolution wrote for it, and the mechanism exploits that code precisely. For hundreds of thousands of years, tracking unpredictable rewards, where is the food, will the hunt succeed, was a survival skill. Your dopamine system learned to fire hardest at uncertainty because uncertainty meant opportunity. Game designers have read this research. They hired specialists, people whose entire job is applying it to a touchscreen. Game design roles with titles like monetization designer or engagement systems designer exist at many major studios. Their metric is not fun. It is retention. How many days in a row you come back. Fun and retention are not the same thing. A game can stop being fun on day 3 and keep you logging in until day 90. The streak does that. The timer does that. The variable wheel does that. For the research, anthropologist Natasha Dow Schüll spent years inside casino floors studying machine design. Her book, Addiction by Design, documented how variable ratio schedules in slot machines were deliberately engineered to produce what she calls the zone, a dissociative state where time stops registering. Many mobile game designers have engaged with this research. The parallels between casino floor architecture and free-to-play loop design are not coincidental. They appear in game industry conference talks and design literature. Phone equals casino. Streak equals slot machine. Energy timer equals the free drink that keeps you in the building. So, now you know the mechanism. Let's make it visible in real time. Next time you open a mobile game, ask 3 questions. 1. Is there a streak counter? A number that tracks consecutive days? 2. Is there an energy or life system that runs out and makes you wait or pay? 3. Is there a daily spin, a mystery box, or a randomized bonus? Something where you don't know what you'll get? 1 yes is enough. That is a variable ratio reinforcement schedule in operation. That is Skinner's box. The lever just has a touchscreen now. Seeing it doesn't automatically free you from it. The dopamine system doesn't care if you understand the trick, but it changes the relationship. You stop being a participant and start being an observer. That gap between the trigger and your response is where your actual choice lives. Carry this lens into every app you open. Subscribe if that matters to you. Each video on this channel breaks down exactly one system built to run beneath your decisions. 2 seconds to click. Harder to unsee what you now know. Your thumb opened the app before your brain decided to. Now your brain knows why. Next, how the notification red dot was designed by borrowing from the same behavioral science, and why your brain cannot ignore it even when you know it's empty.